Hey YouTube, this is Donovan from ForceOfWillGuys. We're just going to do a quick deck profile with Andrew. Uh, Go ahead and introduce the deck, man.
All right, this is Valentina, blue-green Valentina to be exact. It uses the idea that it uses her front side mainly, not her back side. Sorry, let me see. Let me restart.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll spit it right here so that way you can show all the cards.
All right, so this is Valentina. Her ability lets you pay 2 blue to flash in a 2-drop or less water resonator onto the field. Alright, and that's a very crucial part for this deck because it is blue-green, and you use blue-green to represent a counterspell at the same time and have the ability to drop a threat at all times. Alright, let's start with the deck. Let's start with 3 Morgianas. She is the card selection engine in the deck. You can basically go through your entire deck on a moment's notice, and it's disgusting when it gets going. You play 2 Vainarments. These are just flying threats as a 1-drop. I found that Alice's Little Soldier ends up being better, Vainarmament ends up being better than Alice's Little Soldier along with Morgiana, especially because this card is a flyer. That's the main thing. There's not that many blockers in the format right now. There's 2 1-inch boys. These are your removal spells in the deck. They come in and they block basically any problematic creatures, and it's very strong. I'm also playing 4 Cheshire Cats. This is self-explanatory. These are very strong cards. They're also untargetable. At the same time, the deck does play 4 Shangri-Las, so these do become threats as well. I play 2 Little Mermaids of Tragic Love. To some people, it may seem redundant, but not all the time will you have a Gleipnir. Sometimes this card comes in huge in play where it becomes a 700 attacker that they have to block, and it just gets card advantage through that way. There's also 4 Soji Okitas. These are my main threats. These are 2-drops that become 1000/1000s out of nowhere, and your opponents have very big problems dealing with it, especially because you can give it flying with your spare mana that you have open. I also play 3 Alice's Soldier. The Caincer deck is very problematic for the format, so you're playing 7 untargetable cards main board. The sideboard is in progress right now, but you would be siding in 4 Geronimos. These are also threats. I'm playing 4 Hanzos. These are also kind of self-explanatory for the deck. It's an amazingly strong card. They are flying creatures that incrementally hit in for 500, and 500 bursts are very strong.
She draws cards too, right?
Yes, indeed. Also, I'm playing 1 Glimpse of Kaguya. These are into the spells now. This counters God's Arts, which are extremely important to stop at least once. I've thought about playing 2, but 1 right now is very strong. I'm playing 3 Keen Sense. This is another version of a counterspell. Very strong card. Just basically says no to anything. Also, it stops Rezard. Another one, Zeeks. This is another self-explanatory card. I'm playing a counterspell suite engine, so there's 3, and then the 1. So this is the counterspell suite together. 2 for creatures, but mainly these are here because they also can finish the game too. Very versatile. I'm playing 4 Gleipnirs for the Regalia. No other Regalias because the deck wants to conserve hand size for Shangri-Las, and it also, while these are also very strong, you only need 1 on the board, and that's it. I'm also playing 3 Alice's World. These can finish games extremely quickly, and if you notice inside the deck, there are very many different types. There's only sharing fairy tales, pretty much, and humans. Those are the only 2 sharing types.
Okay, that
You
makes
can
sense.
control that with Gleipnir. So Gleipnir you can use to basically trade creatures and go up in your advantage because Alice's World gives you that versatility to just blow up and win the game. And lastly, there are 4 Shangri-Las. As I've spoken about this card is absolutely amazing, and its card draw cannot be replaced pretty much. And pumping up your creatures makes them bigger than basically anything in the format. They're amazing.
Alright, makes sense.
Yep. And lastly, the stones. I am playing 1 Magic Stone of Moonshade, 1 Little Red, 1 Mooge Dart for the special stones. The reason why I chose these is because Mooge Dart can change your resonators in a pinch into something else because of Alice's World. Little Red can pump up all of your creatures except for the untargetable ones, which makes it very strong. And this is another blue-green source. On top of that, I also play 4 Deepwoods and 3 Basics.
All right.
And that's the deck.
All right, awesome. Any other words to give to the followers out there? Any advice on the deck?
The advice that I would give on the deck is that you have to be very careful when you play the deck because you have to manage your hand size really well. You have to think turns ahead from this. At the same time, never play your Shangri-Las too early because that keeps open gaps for your opponent to just drop cards on you, and you never want that to happen.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So that's the deck profile.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much. Signing out.